Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Mm. Oh, stupid headset. Oh, God. Ah, jeez. It's just all over my head. Ah, boy. 128, 2017. Here we are. I'm really stoked that I guess because I made a request through Giant Bomb to list our game in their wiki. Now it shows up on Twitch. Which means that they approved it, even though the game itself isn't released. It's it's far enough along and there's enough what do you call it? Prominence, whatever fancy P word is for there's proof that it's coming along, it's a real thing, and please treat it like a game. So it got added. That's great. Now I can say that we're playing it on Twitch, which is mostly true. I have the police station loaded. I've shown a friend our progress today. Let's go back to the school, not the hospital, high school. I know, we're starting early. No one's here. That's fine. It's because I'm starting early. It's just in case anybody wants to come hang out. Type in the chat here. Hey, y'all. Look at that. Yay, Undead Darlings, it's on there. So now I guess what I have to do is write as much as I can about the game in their whatever wiki. And I will do that. Probably not today because I'm a little busy, a little preoccupado. I'll load it up with I don't know if I can add news links. Yeah, that's okay. Darn news, no news. Maybe it's just starting now, like news that pops out for it starting now. Forum images. I'll be able to add a bunch of images. That's awesome. Wiki. Add a description. I'll have to look at other wiki entries so I know how much or how little to add in there. But that'll be cool. I'm excited to do that. I'm glad they approved it. My hat is off to them. That was really nice. Because I looked up ways to get our game listed on Twitch, and all the little tutorial videos and whatnot. They said like your game has to be done and it has to be released. And I was like, there's no way. Like there's so many games on there that aren't. Or what's the point of having these development streams for your game if you can't list your game as the one being played? I mean, it's not game played, game being played, but it's the game. It is still the game. Anyway, I digress. But as I said in the Patreon post, I've got a couple plans today, so I gotta cut this short. I usually go until about 3:30. Today I'm gonna go until 3. It's just the way she goes. So I'm sort of scrolling around here, but you see I've just about finished this floor of the school. I just have this one little spot left, which shouldn't take too long because I'll just be pulling from around here. Oh, and it's almost enough, but not quite. So let's move them over to this side, I guess. Yeah. And we'll take these 4. That should be more than enough over here. Yeah. Yeah, we can even remove that sucker. Cool. Yeah, we'll keep that a little further out. I mean, how's the guy or girl gonna get into that seat? Unless there's a little room there. Mm-hmm. I agree. Now let's take those ones. All right. Pretty easy, right? You know, not a big deal there. We'll just do a little, where's my podium? I want a podium. Yeah. I want the duck. Put that sucker in a corner. I know, it's way in a corner. Why would it be there? Leave me alone. I was going through my, all these different, chalkboards blackboards and whiteboards. Like a dummy, I didn't realize that she had, different subjects based on the board type. So what I could do is sort of create my own using a whiteboard, because we don't have any math ones. on this floor. I guess math and science will largely be on the third floor, which is also decorated for the Culture Festival. Just cause why not? Sticking out a little there. The details. Ah, yes, all those things. I want decals. There's math. Oh, memories. Memories of mathematics. Ah! Oh my god. That looks like a nightmare. Although, I did take AP Calculus, so I should still remember what all that means. But I don't. Oh, well. Memorize. Fun homework. Ooh, I like that one. These are neat. I like these. I like this one. Let's see if I can't bump that up a little. That's really cool. I want to make sure it's not floating off of the board. Let's really get in there, yeah. And then not get in there at all. Okay, cool. Those will be on the test. Put that one on there, which I can't see. Cool. Oh man, solve for. Actually, if I remember my calculus right, you're not really solving for anything. You're trying to like refactor those things. Whatever. It's only been, man, how long ago was that? 14 years since I took that course. And then we'll put a little generic, lit. I didn't do that with this one. Now we get to stick our eye on there. Cool. It's kind of neat. What else can we put in here? Clock, of course. Let's toss that around there. I should put that at 0.6. since this one has a cool little corner, we'll be able to slap a TV up there. I think I said it in another stream, but like, we had, when I was in school, we just had the really crappy tube TVs that had like a big stand that had to mount it on the wall. Of course, PA speaker at 0.7, that's where I put those. Cool. And since it's a math class, let's put in our little keep calm and solve for x. Cool, cool, cool. That's that room. And this room is a bit of a, let's see. Well, I guess we could put some lockers there. There's not really lockers on this this wing other than back there, so we'll need a little more locker room. Let's just steal these. Oops. Ah, tisn't a prefab, I see. Poop. Cool. So I grab that. Mosey it on up. Mosey it on over. Nice. Oh. Okay. Can't move that over much more, so I'll have to move these other guys up. Just enough. Yeah, 090, whatever. I think that's pretty close. And there you have a little bit of a locker room. Probably have a treasure or maybe an event in there. And as a locker room, a little toss, little corkboard on the wall. I see a place where I need to add a pillar in the corner of a wall. Do you see it? I see it. I've got those somewhere around here. There it is. Oh, got the wrong arrow. That happens. Cool. Wow, that has my attention. In this room, we'll just rip off this room here. Not the wall though. So after I finish laying this room down, I'll just I'll take us on a little tour of the second floor of the high school, because it is finished. Well, all of the static assets are finished. I still have to put in like the enemy encounter, the planned encounters, the sub-event doohickeys. Alright, important things I got from there. Come on, mouse. You're either overly sensitive or not sensitive enough. Ta-da. Bag floor bunch. Mainly, so I can just swing them. And got a little one, little clipboard. Stick it in the middle. Oops. Details, no. Decals, yeah. It's time for the baseball club. Cool. Now there's one or two more things I want to do. There's a spot where... yeah. So when you get this, like, this exterior type wall versus the interior type wall, I had to make a little pillar to put in between them because it's just a strange shift. But with the pillar, it looks okay. So I have to put them in between all of these where they change. I feel like I had a different one that was a little wider, so I could do this. Wall intersection, no. 2.5, 1.5. That's what this one is. Let's see here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, all I can do is just widen it, I guess. Not too much, because then I'd have to make a whole new one, because our tiling is set to 2.5. It has to be pushed back enough so it's not blocking that window. But if it's too far, then you can't. That's a toughie. That's probably why I didn't have anything. I guess I'm just being a little too anal about it. It only really needs to happen in places like, yeah, like right here, where they're right next to each other. That's when it gets a little wonky. So that's an easier fix. But it doesn't happen on that side. And we got it there. All right. So this floor is done in terms of laying down the assets and getting rid of all the ugly white walls, which was kind of the purpose of the streaming. I would show you guys from nothing to, everything's here. So yay, we did it. That's one of the floors. It's a very large floor. And it's got 3 distinct zones. You see here, this wall is completely impassable, and I added our 1 stairs there. So I'll warp us in like right here, and we'll explore this zone, and then I'll have us warp in. I think the stairs are like there. I didn't put those ones in. That explores this entire central zone up until here. You see those walls are all solid. That's impassable. So the only way to get into this room, up on the 3rd floor, there's going to be a spot like this, which is a hole that you fall down in. And up on the 3rd floor, there's one that you fall in, and it drops you. I think it drops you there, or maybe it drops you there or there. Anyway, it drops you somewhere on this side, and you can get to that room. But you don't want to go directly there, because it's not too terribly tough to get there. You want to make sure you get all the little treasures, and maybe there's another sub-event scattered in there. So we got 3 distinct areas to explore. Let us first, I think that's my player, right? Let us first go in here. And I believe we wrapped up right when I wanted to, right before our actual beginning at 2 o'clock. If you're viewing this later, I usually start at 2. I started this at 1:30 just to make up for having to leave earlier. Doesn't, I mean, nothing really happened. So the real meat and potatoes starts at 2. I was just finishing up what I had to do here beforehand. And the other thing that I'll do while I wait for this last minute is get all these speakers, loudspeaker clocks, whiteboard, poster, speaker clock. These I'm just going to drop in the wall deco, just a little organizing, so it's not terribly exciting right here. That goes in the wall deco. I do that so later I might need some sort of reference. If I need to change something, then I'll know that they're all fairly organized, so I'll know right where to look for things. Shelving, let's do shelving. Oh, I missed that blackboard. It's okay, I'll get it. Lockers, 2 lockers. Okay. Book stack, door pile, floor bags, put in the book bags. Pile, book stack, chairs, obstacle, book stack. This is all gonna go in other, because it's just like, whatever. Chair, desk. Certain walls. Vending machines. I think they're in other. Yeah, there's another vending machine. And the exit stairs are event objects. Hooray! That is a nice little hierarchy. That's good. I don't think it does anything performance-wise, but like I said, if we need to change anything or prefab anything, we know roughly where to go. So, let's take a little tour, shall we? The goal here, this is sort of like personal debugging. I want to go around, make sure there aren't any holes in the walls, make sure that we don't clip through any objects, or that they're sticking out too much or sticking into a wall. Basically just a little visual check. And disclaimer, as always, the frame rate's not going to be great because one, my computer, two, we haven't incorporated the Unity scripts that lock your performance into a frame rate. So this is all just like raw data dump. So of course it's not optimized. Just wait for it to load. How you guys doing? Doing good? Doing good. Okay. So there's your little stare down. I already have a change. I want to lower that. It's too high. After this, I'm going to pull up Notepad because maybe that's easier. So it's at 0.25. What if it's at 0.1? Yeah, I feel like the top of the locker is a pretty good max height for it to reach. Save. Let me crack open a Notepad here. This way I'll just, hey, where you go? Alright. Let's do this. I'm not gonna walk into that because it's gonna freeze the game. Let's fill this map out. If I had the background music for the school, I would play that, but again, I don't think it would actually play in a capacity that you would hear it. Although, I know I keep stopping, I'm sorry. I do want to put something in there for you to hear. Let me change my audio settings. Desktop audio device. I just want it to be regular. This way you should hear the little beeps. Yeah, there you go. So, should be able to hear that. Here's my audio source. I'm gonna put that back in. Have another music track I want to use. Man, I gotta organize my download folder here. It's got all of our all the things that I've gotten over the past while. I mean, I've moved them all, but maybe I'll grab it from our drive. I at least know it's there. Oh, that's all those. I'm gonna toss Emily's theme into our library here. Don't mute, play it on awake, loop it. Let's keep the volume down. And plus, since we own the music, we can't get flagged. It's ours. It's our music. We own it. We created it for this game. Ah! So that's like really loud in my ears and not elsewhere. Why? Yeah, play is fine out there. For whatever reason, when I start the game, it just goes into my ears and not through the computer. Computer. Hoo 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 bear says, hello, Mr. Tired. Sounds like someone is a Danganronpa fan. Danganronpa. Danganronpa. If you say it with a Japanese accent, it's easier to pronounce. Danganronpa. Put some of my properties. Dang it, Grandpa. Dang it, Grandpa, Poohoo Bear says. It's true. Alright, this is like really loud. I'm probably gonna end up turning my headphone way down. Encoding overloaded. Consider blah 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 blah, and then it stopped. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to turn the audio source back off. I think I'd have to reboot my computer or something to get it to play out of the desktop audio so you could hear it. So, we'll trudge along in silence as I try to fill out the map on this first zone. Because as I said a few minutes ago, this floor of the high school, all of the graphics are placed. So we're just trudging around, doing a little personal QA testing. Seeing if we clip through stuff, if stuff's in a wall, out of a wall, too far, too close. Like that vending machine is not close enough to the wall. So I'm going to note it on Notepad. Vending machine not close enough to wall. And you don't clip through it or anything, but it just it stands out a little. Or maybe that one is also a little away. And yet on this side, maybe it's just a like a, what do you call it, depth perception thing. Either way, it'll be something that I want to look at. They might be angled a little strange. Some lockers. Oh, see what's happening here? The locker door is clipping through the camera. That's the sort of stuff I'm trying to look for here. See that right there also? Blue locker doors stick out too far. If you wonder why I'm trying to fill out the map, it's because I want to make sure that the walls appear where there are walls and not where there aren't, and that all of the doorways are marked and you can walk through them. Because sometimes I get a little too wall happy and I'll put a wall where there's supposed to not be one, but I can still walk through it. So I want to make sure they all have, you know, the door frame. So I was talking with our Sony account manager, and one of the things we're going to have to do with this game is make sure that it also plays on the PS4 Pro. And if we have any sort of improvement, like if we can improve the visuals or anything like that for the PS Pro version, he didn't say this, but I feel like that would give us a little more exposure. I'm sure they'd be more willing to throw us a bone with coverage if we can do 4K visuals or toss a little high dynamic lighting or high dynamic range in there. And I told him, I'm like, we could do high dynamic range, but it would be like the emission coming off of a vending machine. It's not going to be this huge difference, like, a massive sunset and draw distance type thing. And they understand because they're like, oh yeah, it's your first game, small studio, small funding. As long as it's compatible, I think they're okay. Ideally, there's some boost you can talk about between regular PS4 and PS4 Pro. The good thing is that a lot of our assets do size up very well. Like our bust ups, those are in full size, they're like 6,000 by 4,000 pixels. And you'd only need them to take up 1/5 of the screen, even in 4K. So our art assets all would size up to 4K very well. The 3D assets, probably the same. They all size up very well. Like one guy, he sends me things, and we had the little Dr. Dichroma plushie update on Wednesday, and when I placed that in a scene, its size is 0.05 scale. So it's 1/20th of its actual size. So it sizes up huge if it's 1:1:1 scale, 1:1:1, whatever. So, if you bump to 4K, it'll be fine. Like a lot of our assets are like that. They're already scaled down for 1080p. So we could scale them up. It's not a problem. So all these desks, I should just be able to walk around. Something funny about some of these. Yeah, there's doubles. See how it's green? And then it's black. I have double assets there. Check intersection desks for dupes. So we've got some duplicates there. Blockers. When you walk by them, you can't tell if you're clipping through them or not, so that's alright. It's just those ones on that one wall, I was clearly going through them. There's that little intersection. Yeah, that seems alright. It's not cutting through that window, so that's okay. Hoo hoo hoo, Bear says. Nice, you have the option to go to PS4 Pro. Personally, I have no interest in the system, but it's nice that the option is there. And I agree. I'm in no rush to run out and buy one. But it is cool that if people have like really nice like home theater setup, it's nice that that sort of stuff is there for them. I'm seeing a problem here. I can't seem to get to the very, very far corner. Although I almost think that's intentional, so I'm going to let that go. I'm going to make a note to look at it though. Check zone for accessibility. Northeast zone. The northeast map. Corner of the map. Cool. Sort of took you on a ride here. Took you on a little journey. We ain't done yet. Oops. Dang. Computer's hating me. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings. Yeah. I think I'll have to bump back down to 720 when I'm doing streams, especially if I'm doing gameplay stuff like this. Which is good to know because I'm planning a public stream. I want to make sure that it plays okay. Okay, I'm not clipping through that locker, am I? No. Cool, cool. Oh, maybe I can only get to that far northeast through this way. It's kind of sneaky. That whole other way is a false. I'll have to give you some sort of reward for going all that way then. Classroom. See those lockers I clip through, huh? Well, it's not happening here. Guess there's an art to where you put the open door. I can't tell if that corner is. I don't think it is. It's a water fountain. Yeah, this is the only way to get to this corner. See, these ones are tighter against the wall. Pew! That's where you would fall down to the first floor. Cool, so that zone is done. So I can knock off, check the zone for accessibility. That worked. Saw that these are sticking out a little too far. To move them together. pretty good. I think that's better. Okay, knock that one off the list. Blue locker doors. These ones. Just have to close them a little. This one on the end was bad. It's pretty spot on. I think this one's bad too. Okay. Locker stick out too far. Check. Let's check them all for dupes. Oh, it's just that one. Cool. Check, check, check. Awesome. Let's move over to this other zone. small zone. Could do something with this room. Maybe give it that sort of like library feel. Put a bunch of those bookshelves. Oh. Whiteboard clipping. Northwest zone. Ooh, that's no good. This entire wall sticks out way too far. Gray lockers, too far. Not to mention this door is hanging on to nothing. Yeah, they're all too far. Which means we're probably, yeah, they're pretty far away on that side. So we'll pull them in, pull those in. We'll have to get rid of a locker, I think, to do that. This side seems a little better. Let's go back over on this side. Yeah, it's not going through those. So those ones are probably okay. Those are not. Alright. That's just a placeholder, because once you reach these spots here that my cursor's on, you'll be asked if you want to proceed to, an event that takes place in this big, giant, empty room. So you never actually see past there, but I put stuff just in case. that. Cool. Those ones are alright. Yeah, wow, that sticks out way too far. Dump that one. Dump that one. Then we should be able to pull it all down. It's like there. Yeah. Just let her hang out. Oh boy. Where did I go wrong here? Like that. Those are all okay. at least something like that. Okay. Okay. Yep. I think that did it. Open gray lockers. Check, check. And that's all okay. Alright. That's okay. Yeah, I felt pretty far away from those. You can see right down here on the dial, going through that. So I gotta move those a little further back that way. Should just be able to hug them up against that. Mm-hmm. See how far that's sticking out. A bit more. More. It's gonna have to do it. It's gonna have to. Arigatou gozaimasu. Bye bye. Thank you for being here. Cool. check that one. So we check that area, check this area. So now it's time for the big one. Warning, $500 fine. See, that's one of those things I don't like that there. Let's dump those interceptors. Cool. Cool. I don't know where their doors went. These doors. Might have to put some on there. Put prop doors on center gray lockers. Oh, I can see into that classroom. That's cool. Everybody's shoes. It's a pain in the butt to get all those in there. I think I clicked through that podium. I need to drop my movement speed to really see it. Got that all pumped up for this. So that's one of the last things I need to add around are these little class number tags. I started in the hopes that I would find a quick way to do it, but it seems like I gotta do it slow. I still don't like these small walkers. Might move them out and put a second batch on the other side, so you're not just looking at the back of them. It's funny, a handful of weeks ago, this entire area back here was just just those white walls. Now it's like a place. Ah, I need to put a chair prop against that door. Health potion. Another wall. There's a little chair on that. I just noted in general I need to add those on to this side. Yep, see right there? It's clipping through that podium. Podium clip. A lot worse right there, huh? Big old locker room. This area was ransacked pretty hard, it looks. So it looks. Computer hates me right now. Oh man. Definitely should not have done this in 1080. Power is just not there. Oh well, I'm committed. Oh, bummer. Ah, I'm lost. Alright, back to the main drag here. Yeesh. We still haven't added in the option for a full-size map. Otherwise I would press the M button. Nothing happens, but it would pull, you can't see my hand, it would pull this up to here, and it would be much larger to get a better idea of where you're at. Fortunately for me, a lot of it is in my head, so I might get lost, but it doesn't last too long. Right, we made it onto the other side of those shoe lockers. Finally. That desk fell down. Oops. Cool. No clipping on that podium. That's nice. And all this stuff I've shown before. Yeah. Well, it pains me to stop. I have to stop. We've got a, what do you call it? An outstanding, reservation. I will have to cut it off here. But aside from the frame rate, I think it's looking pretty good. Give myself a few fixes there. Cool. I'll get to the rest of those tomorrow. Mystic Walker S. Good day, been lurking for the past hour because I was busy with issues. How is it going? It is going well. Just wrapping up. The second floor of the high school is finished. We'll move on to crafting the third floor next stream. Yeah, so that's the plan. Is, move on with the third floor. I do want to do a public stream where we play through the whole prologue of the game. In your build settings. So I got my title screen, and these are the first two areas you explore. So real quick, if I can do it real quick, I'll just show you what I mean. Title screen. Sound low. Music. Are you pleased with your progress so far? Yeah, I am. It's going really well. No cameras. But yeah, then it plays through the first scene. There's our girl. Choices. Whee! There. More choices. Uh-oh, here comes Buck. And then it would load into the police station, but that's as far as I'd gotten it. I'm trying to redo some of the bust up settings and add in sound effects and such. So once we get all that going, we'll have the background music changing, we'll have sound effects in there, so when the little question mark pops up, it'll have a noise. Then it'll take you to the police station, then it'll go from the event scene into the dungeon, and hopefully I'll try to have the battle system in there also, so we can kind of play around with how often you get into enemy encounters. I think I've said it many times before, but the features of the battle system aren't finalized, but the foundation is there and it works. So yeah, we'll go through that prologue a lot slower in the public stream so people can read, and it'll be fun because I think we'll get a lot more viewers because I'll shoot it out. I'll spread the news that we're doing a public stream of the game, and it'll be the first look at it since the Kickstarter, really, the last Kickstarter. So yeah, I guess that's all she wrote. There'll be a lot more to go over in the coming weeks. It's really picking up steam, no pun intended. Yeah, I'm out of things to say. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm gonna upload last week's stream um, soonish, and that's that. So thank you, fellas. Hope you enjoy. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I will try to do the same.